What it do? Bedtime crew. Hey man, listen, today I want to talk about how Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler on the last season of Tough basically killed a legendary TV show. When you look back at Tough, you think about all these incredible moments that was so entertaining, that just brought the sport to a new level that even mainstream people that don't watch MMA know about. You know, I'm talking about legendary shit like, you know, let me bang, bro.
I do. I do let you bang. Hey. Let me bang again, man.
You know, Rampage destroying the door. So many other great moments. I mean, even Dana White's legendary speech about
autographs and banging broads when you get out of here. So the question is, not did you think you had to make weight? Did you think you had to do this? Do you want to be a fighter?
All of these moments and the consistent level of entertainment in terms of like the personalities they get on the show, the coaches they bring on the show, the fights, the fighters that produced from the show. You just look back on it and you just look at where it is now, where it's basically a glorified game show.
This is the moment you've been waiting for. Let the games begin.
And it's just disappointing. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about that. I'm going to be talking a little bit more freeform, I guess. I don't know how to explain it, dude. I'm editing a little bit of stuff, but for real, I'm going to try and keep it really simple. And just talk about where Tough used to be, what's wrong with it now, and how to fix it. Because I do think I know how to fix it. So number one, let's talk about what's wrong with the modern version of Tough. I mean, you look at what Tough used to be. It was genius. It was designed to be like this Trojan horse of a reality show, because reality shows were so popular back in the day. The UFC created one, and then at the end of every episode, you get to see fights, and you're like, oh, this is fucking cool. And then the finale, you get to see Forrest Griffin versus Stephen Bonner on the first season, and it just basically saves the sport, boosts it to a complete new level.
During the second round of that fight, the numbers got so high that it actually outrated the Masters.
Because people cared about the show, they were entertained by the show, and then they got to see a great fight at the end. That's what Tough should be, right? Good personalities, good prospects, good fights, and good coaches. That was what made Tough so good. Okay, the problem with the show now and in recent years is that the current top fighters either don't have beef with each other, so nobody wants to see them interact with each other. They don't have star power, so nobody wants to watch them on the show. Or they're not even fighting. And that's why I'm talking about Conor McGregor, Michael Chandler. McGregor wasn't even in the testing pool and they put him as the coach of the show. So I don't understand why that decision was made, because it's not like this is even peak McGregor at the height of his popularity. This is like a diminished Conor McGregor with way less fan interest, and you can see it in the numbers of the show. It's one of the lowest rated seasons ever, and it's been declining for a long time with terrible seasons like Juliana Pena, Amanda Nunes as coaches. You know, I love him, but Volkanovski and Ortega as coaches, it's just ridiculous. You know, you look back at the old seasons in comparison.
Like, he was like, oh, the referee had to come between. He was like,
Yeah, Rashad's last fight, he did the stinky leg in the fight.
Hey, y'all boys bad, boy.
So the coaches are just not it now. There's no entertainment, there's no beef, there's no reason to see them interact with each other, and they don't bring in fans, right? And the whole reason that you want good coaches is to bring in fans to see new fighters that the UFC wants to promote. The whole first season of Tough, look at how many guys in that show went on to be successful. And as you go on, you see less and less and less and less and less. And in the last season, we've got some decent prospects, but none of these guys are really like, wow, like standout fighters. And I think the problem is, we know they're not the best prospects. Like, we don't care. Maybe even they do turn out well, we don't care. Like, we don't think they're the fucking best prospects. You want to know why, bro? Okay, 2 words. Dana White's Contender Series, baby.
Got 2 words for you. Steve Nash and Chris Paul. Must see TV.
It just produces way higher level fighters. Like, we know this shit. We know this. Like, and it attracts higher level fighters as well. If you were a UFC fighter, would you rather fight 4 times, live in a house for 3 months with a bunch of, you know, guys that are telling their tragic backstory of their fucking, you know, living at home with their wife and kids? Or would you rather have 1 fight on Contender Series in the Apex, in front of a crowd, in front of commentary, win that shit and go straight on like pay-per-view prelims, because as soon as you win on Dana White Contender Series, you are promoted. It just doesn't make sense for a serious prospect to actually try and get on Tough, especially if they're on the UFC radars as someone that has star potential. Like if you're a Bo Nickel, you're not getting put on Tough, you're getting sent straight to Contender Series. They want you in the UFC as quick as possible. That's what made Tough so good back in the day, because that was the only way in. Either they signed you outright, or if they were like, oh, you know, he's a bit of a prospect, they put you on Tough. They put fucking Kimbo Slice on Tough, dog. You know, even Dylan Dennis is a perfect example of someone that would be amazing on Tough, but they would just put him on Contender Series. They're just gonna go, fuck this. Why are we gonna risk him getting beat on TV when we could get him beat on our YouTube channel or on ESPN Plus already in front of a crowd? Like, it just makes no fucking sense. Or they're just gonna put him straight on a pay-per-view, because if he's gonna lose, they want him to lose on pay-per-view. So it just makes no sense to consider Tough, you know, the proving ground, the showcase of the young prospects. And that's the ultimate problem with modern Tough. The coaches make no sense. You know, when McGregor and Chandler can't save this shit and they're hurting the show, you know it's a problem.
Brock Lesnar get his first UFC win. C. A. It is.
The prospects are not up to scratch either. Like, there's nobody believes these guys will be UFC champions, so nobody wants to watch them fight. Nobody cares. If the coaches don't make you care and the prospects don't make you care, you get what modern Tough has become. Completely fucking irrelevant, dude. So now we got to talk about how you fix it. Okay, and I've got two pretty simple solutions. One in terms of the coaching and one in terms of the prospects. All right. And with the coaching, here's my solution. No more current day fighters, because none of them are ready to be coaches on Tough. None of them can sell this show in a day and age where people don't really watch TV. First of all, I think Tough should be online. I think it should be a YouTube series or something like that. I think that's how you get modern day viewers. Or put it on fucking Rumble, Dana. If you love Rumble so much, put it on Rumble, dude. And oil up, because I'm going to be there soon.
I want to oil you up. What the fuck does that mean?
Anyways, listen. No, none of these guys are ready. None of these guys are ready to be Tough coaches. They're not going to change the game. So get retired fighters. You're telling me that UFC fans, casual, former UFC fans, and the casual audience would not be excited and interested in watching Khabib and GSP coach a season of Tough? They would. Like, that would actually attract viewers. If they scrolling past and they go, oh, that's the guy that beat McGregor. Oh my God, what's he doing? Is he fighting McGregor? Boom, click. Oh, that's that GSP guy. He's the GOAT. People tell me he's the GOAT. Oh my God, is he fighting again? Oh my God, click. Nick Diaz, get him as a coach. Oh my God, it's Nick Diaz. Oh, is that Nate Diaz? Click. That's how you do it. That's how you get mainstream fucking viewers, dude. That's what the show's supposed to be. It's supposed to be getting new people to watch UFC, not hardcores to watch it and complain about it, which is what it is now. It's just like hardcores going, here we go. It's going to be fucking Valentina and Rose coaching. That's not what it should be, dude. Okay, so the coaches, get retired legendary fighters who you have on payroll and use them to build up these guys that you want to promote. And when it comes to the prospects, let's stop pretending they're going to be the best fighters. Let's stop pretending these are the best prospects you can find. First of all, why did they all lose on the new season of Tough if they're all prospects? They all got destroyed by like 2-2 UFC rejects. So we know that they're not even the best prospects you can find, okay? Because all of them are on Contender Series, like I said. So here's what you do, Dana. Stop trying to find the best fighter. Try to find the most entertaining fighter. There is a big difference. Try to find the most entertaining, wacky, goofy journeyman you can find with a solid enough record. You know, I'm not saying get guys that are fucking 13 and 15, unless you get Artem Lobov. That'd be kind of fucking cool. Let's be real. Try to find the most wacky journeyman with solid enough records that they could maybe go into the UFC. Like on a short notice, they could get in, right? Get guys like that aren't considered prospects, that aren't really on the radar, but they're there if you need them. Fill the house with funny, interesting journeymen. Make the show about being their only chance to get in the UFC. Then there's like actual stakes, bro. You hear what I'm saying? Now it's actual stakes. Instead of getting 6-0 guys, 4-0 guys, all of them coming in going, yeah, you know, I grew up in Nebraska. My family, I've got 2 kids and my wife, and she supports me, and you know, I'm just trying to make it big to the UFC. Nobody wants to hear that shit, dude. I want a house full of Bobby Greens.
We can do whatever you want to do, bro.
Clay Guidas.
What's up, boy?
Crazy Horse Charles Bennett. What do you know about Charles Bennett, bro?
Shit! I knocked your pussy ass out. Me, the little guy. The little guy.
Tony Ferguson, Trevor Peake. These are the type of guys that you should just fill this fucking house with. Fill it with them, put some alcohol in the fucking shelves, get the cameras rolling, and I guarantee you, you will have one of the best TV shows on the planet. I guarantee you, bro. Okay? Pick these guys not based on their record, not based on their prospects, not based on their age. Pick them based on their fighting style and their personality. Make it an entertaining TV show where they happen to fight each other at the end. And I guarantee you, you will get way more interest. Could you imagine GSP and Khabib trying to coach a bunch of wacky journeymen?
With 10 to go in the first round, Peake is just hammering.
I want to watch that. I want to watch that. I don't watch TV. I want to watch that. I'm sure you are right now are going, that's actually pretty cool. I'd love to watch that. That's what it should be. Okay? So UFC, you need to fucking focus on making entertaining and electric personalities fight each other, because that's what the original appeal of TUF was. It was a good reality show where they fight each other. It's not about the good fights in a reality show where they do game show fucking challenges and there's like goofy background music. Nobody wants to watch that shit, dude. Nobody cares. I'm telling you right now, nobody cares. So you need to focus on making it entertaining and let the fights be good. Because think about it like this as well. If you're thinking, oh, but the quality level is going to drop. First of all, it's already shit. The fights are already shit and boring. Nobody cares, right? It can't get any worse. In fact, the shitter the fighters are, the more entertaining the fights will be, in my opinion. If we get street beef type brawls on TUF, I'm watching that shit weekly, dude. But think about it like this. Your favorite fighter has probably had a boring fight, right? I guarantee you, you were on the edge of your seat watching that fight. Why? Because you're invested in them. You're not invested in their fighting skills. You're invested in them as a person. If you get personalities that people want to watch, that people care about, that people go, yeah, I relate to this inbred country dude. This guy's a G, right? Oh, this guy's a fucking savage. I love this guy. He's a G, you know? You're gonna care about them fighting. You're gonna want to watch them fight regardless if it's boring, if it's entertaining, and you're gonna want to see them win. You're gonna be like, oh my god, please get up, come on, he can do this in round 3. You know, it's going to make the show a million times better. So this is my ultimate proposal to the UFC: Team Khabib versus Team GSP. Every single competitor in the house is a journeyman that's in their late 20s, early 30s, right? And they're all got like solid records, like 21-10, you know what I'm saying? Like 20-7 type shit, right? Like solid records, but just, you know, missed a couple chances to get to the UFC. They're kind of getting old. This is their last chance. And they all have wacky personalities. They all have crazy fighting styles. They all come from the streets. They all come from the country. They're all, you know, they're all like former, you know, crazy job professions and shit like that. Bring in the most entertaining guys you can fucking find and make them fight each other, and people will watch it. I guarantee you that. So this is my thoughts on the decline of TUF. You know, McGregor and Chandler, I think that season was the nail in the coffin, but if the UFC is going to save it, this is how they do it. But let me know what you guys think. You know, do you still care about TUF? Do you just want them to end it? And who do you want to see as coaches? Would you like to see the retired fighters idea? Is there a current fight that you think would be a good idea for TUF? I personally don't think there's anybody that they can put on TUF right now that will make it interesting that's not retired. But, you know, you got to let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and go follow me on Instagram at Bedtime MMA. I'll see you in the next video, boys. Goodbye.